per house, or explain that to me.
No, I think, but this is only thing this is talking about what our capacity is and how much, and then it asked me what 1 meal brings. That, we have mentioned about cents per house, though,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Okay, understand, the sheet that I gave you that was provided by, our city, not the county tax assessor. She said, based upon categories, you had one where your bill, if 1 meal would go up, it would be at a house at $50,000, it would go up $5, and the second category, it would go up $10. Then she did one for $100,000 home, and she said $100,000 home for one category would be $20, and the third category, this next category, I think it was $30 or $40, yeah, per house.
So if we raised it 1 mil, that's $98,209 is what we would collect within that tax year.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Right.
But in 1 year.
Additional.
So if we raised it 2 mil, we'll just double this number.
That's correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Mr. Butler, he said that our max was $5 million. Yeah, I remember. I remember that when he presented that to us.
What it costs each home.
Okay. So, Mayor, I think you've talked in the past with the tax collector and assessor. Tax assessor quite a bit. So, to borrow, to do a bond, or to borrow $2 million to fix streets, what would you estimate that would be per month?
You will have to decide on how long you want to pay, whether 10 years or 20 years. So that would determine the monthly amount. But the board would have to decide on whether or not they want the note to be a 10-year note or a 20-year note.
Of course. Ms. Allison.
Yes.
How can you figure up and work with us and let us know something? What can you do with $2 million in street paving?
Yes.
The work session?
Yes, I can. And that's gonna be based on, sir, how many you want to do and the condition that the streets are already in, and how you want to section it out all over the city of McComb.
And this City of McComb millage rate, Mr. Butler, that you passed out in 2001 to 2018?
Yes, sir.
It looks like the highest millage rate that we had between those years was 40 mills, 2007, 2008, 2009. Then it dropped down to 39. That's where we are now.
That's where we are right now. That's where we've been for the last 8 years.
And Mr. Brown, what happened in those number of years, we had a larger debt service, and we paid off I know during my term at CA, we were able to retire 2 GOs. So that was the reason why it was reduced from 40,000.
Okay. How does this figure in with the adjustment of inflation?
What do you mean?
I mean, here we are since 2010 to 2018. The millage rate has remained the same.
It doesn't take in
Okay.
that at all.
But everything goes up.
Everything goes up. That's correct.
Good question.
And Mr. Brock, if I can, there will be a presentation that I will be doing at the work session to even give you a better idea of what has been happening with our millage.
Okay, I'm done. I'll wait on that.
Sure, we'll figure this one with Alex to kind of give us about $2 million, what kind of work we're doing.
Now, what Ms. Alice is asking, there are streets that may need milling. Do you want to look at streets that need milling? Because that milling is just as expensive as overlay. Then at the same time, do you want her to look at, we reduced it down to 1.5 inch. Normally in the past we did 2 inches, but we reduced it down to 1.5 inch in order to do more streets. So you need to also tell her whether or not you want her to do 1.5 or 2 inches. You know.
Ms. Alexander, you know I'm not gonna tell you, you're the expert
No,
on that, so,
Sir, by no stretch of imagination am I the expert, but we need to know approximately how many streets you want to do, what the condition of the streets that you want to do. Because if you do all your worst streets, then say you got 10 streets on your list, and if you have your top, you prioritize, and say your top 2 are your worst streets in town that we do have to mill and overlay 2 inches. If we got $2 million, we may spend the entire $2 million on just those 2 streets. Then you got your other 8 that you didn't get an opportunity to do anything to. So all I'm saying is we need to look at it because we may be able to do 8 streets compared to 2 streets. Then we got to determine what areas you want to look at. You've got several wards around this table, so you want to make sure that you at least get some of the streets in each one of your areas. And then you want to just decide at the end of the day, you know, how many you really want to do and how much attention you want to give to each street. I'm done.
Okay. Can we look at the proposal from last time, the last millage
I have
overlay
it.
that we did?
I have
And
it.
just kind of compare that.
I have it.
Selectman Hill?
At one point, did the city own a milling machine?
No.
City
We
never owned one?
looked into it, but they never purchased one.
And I also looked at, maybe I've already contacted a gentleman, I will not call any names tonight, but some areas where we have, like some of the major intersections where we have a lot of potholes and we can't just do potholes in that area would have to be milled and overlaid, where you may be able to do just a portion of the street where the area is really, really bad, and then you don't have to do the entire street, and you don't have to mill the entire street. If you do that portion, mill that area, then you may be able to put an inch on the whole street. So there are options that we can look at. We don't want to just haphazardly go out and just select streets and do the work, and then we come back later and say we should have gotten this street or we should have gotten that. We really need to think it through and make sure that at the end of the day we spend our $2 million wisely.
Selectman Hill?
Well, not to disregard anything you're saying, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this milling machine. What was the issue? If you remember, was it too expensive? You just never moved forward with it?
The city never agreed to purchase for whatever reason. We had them come out, demonstrate it to us, but the city never did.
And from your memory, is it worth it, us having our own milling machine?
For my opinion, yes, it would be, because so often you can take that millage material
And
recycle it and use it for a lot of the things that we use gravel for and stuff like that, as well as the 610. All asphalt is just as good as 610, and we buy a lot of 610.
Is there any way that, well, CA, can you get an estimate on the different companies that sell them?
Yeah.
And get an estimate on us purchasing our own milling machine? I think that alone would maybe cut out some of the costs.
So, we'll make, you know, So we're gonna maybe consider, using the monies and do that.
We'll see when we get to the numbers,
Okay.
because, I don't know yet, just wanna look at the numbers.
Would you, like to see in your arsenal, pothole truck equipment?
Well, sir, on my wish list, that I am going to turn in on June the 12th. You'll see that, yes, that's in my arsenal. It's an asphalt truck, a truck that can excavate as well as, repair also, yes.
I think longevity wise, if we can do stuff in-house, this conversation we're having now can maybe at some point be absolute.
Mayor, when you come back to the work session with your presentation, can you get some numbers, what we've been talking about?
Oh, yeah, I can go ahead, and have that done for you.
Okay.
And I probably have an amortization schedule also for 10 or 20 years.
Okay.
I think Ms. B, you and I can get that, Mr. Butler, B can get that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You see, I came back to it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she knows what you're talking about.
I'm
All right.
done.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Moore.
Okay, number 4, are you through, Mr. Brown?
Yes, sir.
Okay, moving to number 4, consider receiving comments from Selectman Rodney Brock regarding M3A contract.
Gentlemen, I don't know about you all, but, I've been going through this M3A contract, and it's a little lengthy, long. I think I'm on page 20. And I'm of the opinion that we need to do our own contract and maybe propose to them. I don't know if time to counter or just propose our own
Just
contract.
propose your own.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
I talked to the attorney about it, and she feels the same that way.
I didn't get a copy of that contract.
No, Tom, you asked for it.
I just thought it was sent out.
No, sir, you have to ask for it.
Could you please give me a copy of the contract?
If we do that, if you're creating a contract, what kind of time frame are we looking at?
I can have it by the next work session.
Next work session? Okay. That's good. And maybe by the next work session, everybody get a copy and kind of go through it and see if y'all are of the same opinion that we propose our own contracts. That was all I had on that, Mayor.
Okay. Now, the last one is to go into closed meeting. Need a motion and a second to go into closed meeting.
So moved.
Selectman Brown, Selectman Hill. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All ayes. So be it. Let us go to the CA office for executive session. Yes, the attorney and the CA for the executive session, and if we need anyone else, we'll call them.